Howdy, my darling Taurus. How are you doing? My name is SimplyVelca, and let's get into your weekly tarot reading, Taurus, for March 2023, darling. All right, I'm going to be doing a Celtic tarot cross spread for you, Celtic cross spread for you, Taurus. Remember, if you do enjoy this tarot reading, check out your sun, moon, and your rising. That's how you make these general tarot readings on YouTube work for you, is by catering the energy to your chart. All right, darling Taurus. And remember, if you want to book a private reading with me, I only do it through my website. Be careful of the fakes out there, darling. All right, I will never reach out to you personally for a reading. And my good friend Minnow Pond, you probably know of him, has a newsletter that he's just launched, and it's going to be filled with spiritual content. I'm sure if you like his readings, you enjoy my readings, you'll enjoy what his newsletter is, and it's free. So I'll leave the link to that down below. But your overall energy, Taurus, is the Wheel of Fortune here. All right, so times are changing for you, Taurus. Times are changing for you, but something I want to be making very clear that I feel like I need to really snap some people's awareness on, all right, is that I know in like the sea of tarot readings, you'll hear like all this like abundance messages of how it's like you struck gold, you've hit the jackpot, Taurus, so on and so forth here. But I'm going to be that realistic tarot reader to bring this grounded message in for you, all right? Based off of your spread, you have really fabulous things coming into your future here, but the Wheel of Fortune, Taurus, most importantly, comes in from a place of action, from a place of inspiration. It's, you know, if you have been going through like a streak of bad luck or just things haven't been working out, it's like your spiritual team's sign of telling you, Taurus, where it's like, all right, it's time to get moving into a new direction. Sometimes it's like this sense of something has run its course for you, Taurus, and it's time for you to jump into a new energy, all right? Jump into a new focus, or it's time for you to self-reflect right now, Taurus, and see like what you could be improving on or challenging in your perspective, in your mindset, in your approach, physical approach on things, all right? So take account. So let's get into your Celtic cross now today, Taurus. All right, you have the 10 of Pentacles in your situation right now, as well as the 5 of Pentacles here, so both the 5 and 10. And so right now for you, Taurus, is like I feel like you are sitting on a pot of gold here, but it's like you are afraid of going forward, taking another step forward with anything, because you feel like an outsider. It's almost like this sense for you where it's like, Taurus, maybe you've adopted this mindset because you have been going through like a streak of bad luck, almost like convincing yourself of where it's in any type of new inspirations or opportunities that pop up for you, you don't really want to take action on them because you have been so used to hearing no's. You have been so used to dealing with people and situations that make you feel bad about yourself. And I feel like you have been working really hard, Taurus, on not letting that get to you. All right. I do feel like for you, your relationship with your finances, or your relationship with stability overall in your life, with your earthly desires, that's really what the Pentacle energy represents, Taurus, comes in from a place of where this 5 of Pentacles voice is more quiet. And so what I mean by this, Taurus, is that the insecurities, like that imposter syndrome, that small voice in your head that will sometimes make you stop and think about what it is that you're doing and almost reconsider things, when it should just be about action for you, Taurus. All right. I feel like right now in your focus position, this is the Knight of Cups. Well, I know it's there, but I feel like with this Knight of Cups, this is telling me, Taurus, that it's like you're looking for, like, not that you're wanting anything handed to you on a silver platter, Taurus. That's not what I'm saying at all. But I do feel like for you, it's almost like this message of where you're wanting something good to happen, or you're wanting like something really positive to happen in your life, for you to see that as the green flag from your spiritual team, from the universe, whatever it is you believe in, Taurus. And you're just like, all right, I should sink more energy into doing this. This is what spirit wants me to do. It's like you're associating like something really positive happening with how you're going to be going to the next step of your life, all right? Or just like where you should be putting your energy into next, Taurus, all right? I don't think that's a bad thing, all right? Because I feel like intuitively you are kind of catching on, all right? But in the recent past here with this Justice card, this is like a sense of like an injustice. So it's almost as if like, I'm going to call you out, All right, Taurus, and if this isn't related to you, then girl, don't take it personal. But I do feel like it's important for some Taurus to associate to or to understand whatever injustices happened in the past, Taurus, or whatever situations, relationships, maybe certain relationships have come into completion, or some people like to say end, but it's like certain relationships in your life, romantic, platonic, family, business deals or what have you, like came into completion. And it's almost as if, like, for some of you, you're just like, all right, all these things ended, so now I need my spiritual team, the universe, to provide me something good before I respond. And so the only thing I can tell you how to change your approach with this here, Taurus, is because I can understand that thought process. I'm not here to shame you on how you are seeing this, and it could be not to the exact, but what I feel like is going to be happening for you, Taurus, is that the more that you do like the internal work of like that inner voice in your head, the more quiet that you make that inner voice that instills that sense of doubt, the more you're going to see the world around you open up, where space that you didn't even see beforehand becomes available for you to put your roots into. All right. And so what I mean by this, Taurus, is that as corny as this sounds, like the way to get this Knight of Cups, that really positive sign to come in to affirm for you, Taurus, the way you go about doing that is by, let's just say, for example, you have like a really good business idea, but you're too insecure to go in front of the camera to bring it into fruition, right? So if you start doing like the things in your personal life to take care of your insecurities, whatever they are, to gain that confidence to overcome that Five of Pentacles, then that's how you're going to, Taurus, that's how you're going to make space for the Knight of Cups to come in, right? And so the possibilities for you right now, Taurus, is the Hierophant. I really do feel like for you, as things open up for you in response to this Knight of Cups, should you make space for this Knight of Cups here to come in, what this Knight of Cups will bring is things that are, commitment, all right? In a social type of reading, you would see this as like marriage. All right. But you take that marriage energy and then you apply it to other facets of your life of like devotion, right? It's stuff that you would want to ideally be for the rest of your life. And so your spiritual team is going to let you know, it's like, as you make space, what they provide for you in that Knight of Cups offering, because the Knight of Cups is offering something to you, right? You see that cup. If you look real close, Taurus, you'll see that, and so in that sense there, it's like for some of you, this might come in the shape of that Knight of Cups being an actual person. And romance aside, there could be some like the next deep romantic connection for you, but let's be more realistic. Let's be more open-minded. It's just a human connection. So it could be like your next like really deep business partner, your business, a new really good business connection, a new friendship, a new acquaintance that develops into something good. All right. In that sense there, where it's like something that will develop to be something of worth, of value that you would want to put energy into. From a more internal aspect here, this would be coming in the shape of like this Knight of Cups bringing forth opportunities or ideas or inspirations to you, Taurus, that would serve to be really solid in your life, if that makes sense. Something that would be something, if you were to put energy into it continuously and to open up to it more with less of that Five of Pentacles energy, would be really fruitful for you. In the near future for you, Taurus, for those that choose to listen to the guidance that I have with this reading, you have the Star card. All right, the Star, that nice Aquarian energy here. And this is really in your highest power as well. Something I want to be pointing out to you, Taurus, is that the Hierophant is your energy. This is going to be your highest power of your possibility of really being fully confident. So it really drills into that message, Taurus, for you of the way to open up to opportunity more is having just quite literally more confidence, right? So you see how that all connects. You might need to watch this back a couple times. So let's get into this Aquarian energy here. All right. You have the Justice card, which is a Libra card, but I really don't feel like that has any relevance here. So this Aquarian energy, all right, the star is the deepest desires that you want, the things that you want to accomplish in this lifetime here. And so the star comes in, Taurus, plays in such a comfortable way here of, how would I want to put this, of getting you much closer to your goals, to your dreams here. You know, the star is like the thing that you make a wish on. When you see your shooting star, what do, Taurus? You make a wish, darling, of course. And so in this type of thing here, I really feel like you might have like a soul, like something that you feel like is like your purpose in life. All right. And that purpose can be like having like a loving, thriving relationship with somebody for the long term, business, you know, having a thriving business, you know, your earthly desires, what you wish for personally when you blow those candles out on your birthday. Right. And so it's like your spiritual team, the universe is letting you know it's completely possible for you to bring this closer to reality, right? When you think about stars, they feel like sometimes they're so close that you can touch them, but they always feel like just out of reach. And so you take the daydreaming aspect of it, you will usually daydream of things that don't really seem possible, but it's nice to think about, but it's actually bringing it to the reality, and that's your potential there. All right. But you do need to be making space for this Knight of Cups that I keep on talking about, darling. All right. Just like with any tarot reading, darling, we can tap into the energy of things and like what is possible, how things are going for you, darling. But remember, as I said with that Wheel of Fortune, you know, the action needs to be done, or it has to happen. Change needs to happen for things to come into fruition. In your power position this week, Taurus, you have the Nine of Pentacles. Really fabulous energy. No big complaints when I see this energy. The Knight of Pentacles is this message of being able to take care of yourself. So in your highest of powers, Taurus, like you'll always be able to get things handled. You know, there might be certain months where it's like bills start piling up and then the money doesn't come in all the way, but you always, like, you're very resourceful, Taurus. And so that's something I want you to take on this journey with you, is that I feel like for some of you, if you were to take a step back and reflect on everything that you have been put through in life that some people want to call trauma, that you might even define as trauma. They don't really think about it in that way until you're out of it and reflecting back on it. But for you, Taurus, it's like, I feel like your confidence would go through the roof if you actually reflect and become really present on certain situations or traumatic things that have happened in your life that you had to detach for. Because it's like, once you realize and you're like, wait a minute, I've gone through things that would break a lesser person. And it's like, by thinking about that, it silences that voice, that imposter syndrome, because you have an understanding that it's like you have value because of your life experiences. You've been always able to take care of yourself. So take that with you on your journey, and that regardless of what it is that you do, you're always very much so in tune with your spiritual team, to know like what the next step is, even when you're feeling completely lost, Taurus. Now, in your environment right now, Six of Wands coming in here. A lot of attention, I would be saying, for you, Taurus. I would be saying as well, I feel like you have a lot of eyes on you. Like you might be noticing certain people, like I get like this message here, Taurus, of like people just checking up on you, wanting to see what it is that you're doing. And, you know, almost like I'm hearing like blueprint almost in a sense, Taurus, where it's like people are looking to you for guidance or like the blueprint of how to progress in life. Because even on your feeling like your downest of downs, you're most insecure, Taurus, like you're still inspiring people. Like there's still like people are still looking to you from this place of at least like enough admiration to be checking up on you and to see what it is that you're doing. And because it's under the Six of Wands scope, it's them checking up on you because of how they are perceiving you from like a really positive, like they're recognizing the work that you are doing, even if you're not vocalizing it. Is, you know, like when, yeah, we'll just leave it like that for you, Taurus. Now, in your hopes, darling, we have the moon energy, that Pisces energy, darling. All right. So the signs that have come up for your reading here, Pisces, Libra, Aquarius, and then your highest power being the Hierophant as well. So maybe there's other signs in there that have some meaning for you or relevance in your way, in some way. And so the moon card coming in here in your hopes and fears, Taurus, is that you're really hopeful for your future, but it's also the thing that scares you because of like you don't really know where your path is going to be going next. You might intuitively feel like that, especially as you make space for that Knight of Cups. You might intuitively on some level know that it's going to be a big change in your life. It's not like going through another chapter of your life, it's like starting a new saga. I feel for you, Taurus. But it's because of that that spooks you out a little bit, but it also is exciting because you understand like this next this new story that you're creating for yourself, Taurus. The options are limitless, but you're coming at this new clean slate with so much learned history, with so much life experience to be able to take care of yourself and make sure that it's successful. Now, your outcome is towards the Five of Swords. Now, you might initially see this and you're like, Velka, I don't like this card to have this as your outcome here, right? And, you know, and understandably so. But just like with tarot, or just like with anything, you can't just single out one specific thing and ignore everything else that everything else that has happened, right? You can't focus on one specific detail because you need some context from other things to understand that one specific thing that you're focused in on. So it's like you never single it out, right? And so on its own, not very good, right? I always like to make my tarot readings a little bit of a learning experience for some that are trying to get into tarot. But based off of these other cards here, we started out your challenge as the Five of Pentacles, which is really, as we talked about, the card of insecurity, so on and so forth here. And then we end with this Five of Swords, where to me, this shows me the sense of where you are overcoming the actions that you needed to take to gain more confidence, that you became aware of the things in your life that sabotage where it is that you're trying to go. And I feel like that comes in the shape of people. I feel like that has already happened. I feel like this Five of Swords has come into in waves for you, of where it's like in one wave, you are really able to come to terms with like people in your life that just were not good for you, right? And then the next wave of things that you're working like that this Five of Swords was working on is like certain actions in your life that were no longer good for you anymore, that sabotage things. And then now it's like the mindset thing. Like I feel like you come at the other side of this reading as someone that has really understood that things are not black and white. When you're on that healing journey, when you're doing the shadow work, it's not just like one specific thing. It's like, oh, I have trust issues because I was cheated on in the past, or like, someone that I thought was a friend was talking behind my back, right? It's not always that black and white. And most times in human experiences, it's never that black and white. And so you take that face value, you understand like what are your trust issues go so much deeper than that one face thing where it's just like, oh, I was cheated on. But then you go into the deeper aspects of why you have trust issues, because on some level you might not trust yourself. So why would you be able to trust an outside source if you can't trust yourself to be able to do the things that you set your mind to, right? Girl, we getting deep there. Not to say that's your situation in specific. I just like to use analogies, right, Taurus? So hopefully that portion of the reading resonated with you. I'm going to end your tarot reading with an oracle reading now for you, Taurus. And so let's get into this here. Now, I'm big on numerology. My regulars know that, Taurus. And so you guys have the squirrel spirit. This card is number 57, equaling to 3 in numerology. So that is your number this week, Taurus. Believe in yourself, darling, right? Very connected to your card, your highest power. Believe in that higher friend energy, darling. So very self-explanatory, Taurus. I don't feel like I need to really go into too much detail about this card on its own here. We're all adults here, presumably. Getting into your second animal oracle card. But yeah, go ahead and write down the number 3 in numerology and see what messages that has outside of this here. So the mountain goat coming in here. There's something in your life that is out of balance, and do what you need to do to correct it here. All right. So again, just making the oracle cards relevant for each other here. What is out of balance in your life that makes it so you cannot believe in yourself? And then your moon oracle card comes in here, telling you, Taurus, that telling you to hold your vision. All right. And so it's very much so calling you out, even from an oracle standpoint, Taurus, of needing to remind yourself what it is that you're meant to be doing in this lifetime, and not allowing that inside voice to make you distracted from living out that fullest dream, because that small voice in your head convinces you that it's not possible for someone like you. All right. So that's the weekly tarot reading that I have for you, Taurus. Hopefully something in here resonated, and I'll connect to you in the near future. Bye, Taurus.